Okay, so think about some of the biggest brands you know. I mean, the absolute titans of tech, social media, and gaming. What if I told you there's a single, often invisible company connecting them all? A kind of giant tech octopus with its tentacles wrapped around the entire digital world. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this hidden superpower. Let's start with League of Legends. You know this one. It's not just a popular game, it's a global obsession. One of the most played PC games on the planet, period. And then you've got Snapchat, the app that totally changed how a whole generation talks to each other, with disappearing messages and all that. And how about Tesla? This is a company that's not just building cars anymore. It's fundamentally rewriting the future of, well, everything, from transportation to AI. So what is the link here? You've got a blockbuster video game, a massive social network, and a car company that's trying to change the world. They seem completely unrelated, right? But believe it or not, they all share one incredibly powerful connection. And that connection is Tencent. This massive Chinese tech company either owns them outright or has a huge stake in them. It's easily one of the most influential companies on Earth, but also one of the most mysterious. And to really get a handle on its power, you've got to go back to the very beginning. See, Tencent's story doesn't start with world domination. It starts with a pretty simple chat app that would go on to completely transform China. And the wild thing is just how fast it all happened. The company was founded back in '98, and a year later, they launched a messaging service called QQ. Now, yeah, it was basically a clone of another app, but it absolutely exploded in China, getting hundreds of millions of users. But the real game changer, that came in 2011 with WeChat. WeChat started out as just a messaging app, but it morphed into what people call an empire of an app. Seriously, it's not just for talking to your friends. It's how you pay your bills, it's how you order a taxi, buy groceries, read the news, and play games. It basically took China's entire social and economic life and put it all inside one single must-have app. Okay, so while WeChat was taking over China's social world, another part of the company was quietly executing a plan for global domination through its most profitable business of all, video games. I mean, just look at this. Gaming is the absolute engine of this company. In 2024, it made up nearly half of Tencent's total revenue. We're talking about almost $27 billion in a single year just from video games. This was a really smart move, because while their social apps own the market at home, gaming was their ticket to the rest of the world. So how'd they do it? Well, their strategy was brilliant. They didn't just build games from the ground up, they went out and bought huge pieces of the biggest game companies on the planet. They own 100% of Riot Games, the makers of League of Legends. They own most of Supercell, from Clash of Clans. And they have massive stakes in Epic Games, the company behind Fortnite, and Ubisoft, the creators of Assassin's Creed. And all of that adds up to one simple, undeniable fact. Tencent isn't just a player in the gaming industry, it is the single largest video game company in the entire world by revenue. End of story. But here's the thing. As massive as their gaming empire is, it's really just the most famous tentacle of the Tencent octopus. Their investment game goes way beyond that, reaching into pretty much every corner of modern tech. People in the industry have a nickname for them, the Berkshire Hathaway of technology. And that's because, kind of like that famous investment firm, they buy up big chunks of really promising companies, and then they just let them do their thing. It's a strategy that's built them this huge, diverse portfolio. And what a portfolio it is. I mean, it's wild. They've got a big piece of Snap, Snapchat's parent company. For a while, they even held a 5% stake in Tesla. They've got deals with Spotify. And they own a whopping 20% of Universal Music Group, the biggest music company in the world. From online shopping to social media to music and more, their investments are just everywhere. So all of this brings us to right now. When you have this much power, this much reach, what comes next? Well, this is where the story gets really complicated, because it's a mix of some unbelievable innovation and some pretty serious controversy. On the innovation side, Tencent is pushing the envelope with stuff like the Turbo Hybrid Mamba. Okay, this isn't just some small upgrade. It's a whole new way of thinking about computing. They're combining traditional processors with a super powerful AI coprocessor, and they think it could make training AI models up to 50 times faster. This could completely change everything from video games to cloud computing. But then, there's the other side of the story. This is a quote from Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, which is Tencent's biggest rival. And it points to a criticism that's followed the company for years, that its incredible success wasn't built on true original ideas, but on being really, really good at copying what other people do. And the controversies get even deeper when you look at its relationship with the Chinese government. The ties there are, well, extensive. Tencent has over 7,000 members of the Chinese Communist Party working for them. Its CEO was a member of the government's official Congress. And on its apps, that translates to a lot of control. The AI on WeChat automatically censors words the government doesn't like, and there have been reports of people actually being arrested because of their private messages. It's a level of partnership between a tech giant and a state that raises some really big questions.
So that leaves us with the ultimate question, right? Is Tencent this incredibly innovative global octopus using its investments to build the future? Or is its power so tangled up with the goals of the Chinese state that it's also a powerful tool for government control? As its tentacles keep reaching further and further around the world, that's the question that we're all going to have to answer.